Okay, so I'm going to show you guys exactly how to find the winning product. And what a winning product actually is, it's a product that's obviously got high demand and there's not a lot of sellers selling it. So obviously when you find the winning product and every reseller knows, you're going to make a lot of money off this product. But the hard part is actually finding one. And one little thing about it, my best kind of advice to start off, you're not going to find one instantly. You've got to try and test different things. And it's kind of what I've done and it's what I'm still doing, obviously, because especially with reselling, brands change. Like last year, Cardico tracksuits, that was kind of my main product that I was actually selling. It was the main thing. Obviously, there was a high demand, but nowadays they're just no longer the same demand. You can't make good profit margins, so you can't stick with the same products. There's very few products that will sell year in, year out, and usually if there is, they've obviously got a lot of sellers, and a lot of sellers means it's going to make you harder to actually sell your products. But another little thing as well, and I think a lot of you guys make this mistake, you kind of underestimate how important your listing is. You want to make it look as professional as possible. Because people have come to me and they've said, you know, they're selling this product or they've ordered this product in, and let's say I've told them to sell it like £90, but they're saying listings at like 70, £60. And obviously, yes, that does make your product harder to sell. But you guys underestimate, if you make your account look better, more professional, you've got the good reviews, good photos, good description, everything like that, it's gonna make the customer trust you a lot more rather than the person underpricing their items. And I also did a test on this here quite a while back. I listed two of the exact same product. I listed one product for a lower price and one product for the price that I want to sell it at. So let's just say, for example, I listed one at £60 and one at £80. The one at £80 sold quicker because the buyer obviously thought I was more legit. They believed I was more trustworthy. So you shouldn't base like kind of what you see of Vinted fully, because a lot of these guys, their listings are awful, to be completely honest, and it's the main reason why they're selling their products at such a low price. Yeah, so I'm going to run you through kind of the basics of what you guys need to do to actually find a winning product and the kind of steps that I do to find one. Obviously, I am just going to be using a random supplier, as I'm not just going to give away my suppliers, and I'm not suggesting you use the products I'm going to demonstrate because it's just an example. I don't know if these actually sell or anything like that. I'm just going to run through like kind of what I would do to find a winning product. Okay, so now let me actually show you kind of what I would do to actually work out if a product's going to be well, if it's going to be successful. And if I hadn't said it already, obviously a winning product, one that sells quickly, but also has good profit margins, and that's obviously what you're looking for. So I thought, why not? I'll just go for a spider one. I've never sold spider. I'm not recommending for you buying to actually sell it. I just see always people, mainly Americans, promoting it. So I thought I'd have a look. Could you actually sell spider hoodies? Mm. So the first thing which I would do, and I've already got this all set up for you, I would first actually check the price of this product. So obviously it says that, but you want to see, so 158 plus the 10 CNY. So then once I've done that, all I would then do is just come here, 161 cent pounds to pounds. So I'd say it's about £18. So that's how much the product's going to cost me. So now obviously, now when I'm actually looking at the price of what people are selling at or what the items are actually sold at, then I can kind of see, is the profit margins actually going to be there. And obviously you guys do need to factor in shipping, but this is going to depend on your agent, how much you're ordering, and just kind of work it out what the average shipping cost is. So obviously the profits are actually there. So the first thing I would actually do is I would look on eBay. I'll see, obviously this is in England, so there's not many like, there's not a major demand for spider hoodies, so I'm not expecting much. Okay, this is quite bad. But if any of you are wondering like how you actually find this, all you're gonna do is, if you go to show only, there's just a button here that says sold items, and then it was only showing me the sold items. But now obviously it's showing me all of them. Is that the right one as mine? It's similar, but either mine's a really bad rep or this one's horrible. But obviously, actually no, maybe different colours, I'm not too sure. That one does look darker, but it kind of shows you, okay, this one's being listed at £72. There's no real actual sold listings of spider hoodies, so that kind of shows you straight away there's not really a big demand for it. Obviously I'm not suggesting you sell on eBay. I don't really sell on eBay. It just kind of gives you a, kind of an idea. So obviously there are some spider hoodies, but there's not like a crazy amount of sales compared to, like, let's say I did something like Nike 95s, which in the UK is a much bigger product. There's just going to be, yeah, there's like there's not like a few, there's plenty of them, and then obviously that way it's so much easier to work out what kind of price you can sell them at. But so the next thing I'd actually do, obviously, I'm expecting there to be a couple more Vinted, or I'm hoping there will be, that I could actually do to work out. So obviously I'm going to search up the product name, Spider Grey hoodie, and now I'm kind of going to look, what are these products being listed at? Now obviously you want them to be as close to your wrap as possible. I don't think the colorway is going to make too much of a difference here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's a couple listings around £45. So what I would do is I'd find all the product listings as close to my product as possible. And all you're going to do is then, this button here to actually like the product, you're going to press that. And then what that's actually going to do is it's going to send you a notification. I'm not able to do it because I'm not actually logged into Vinted. But it's going to send you a notification when that product sells. So then once it's actually sold, you can click on it and see the price. So obviously it's listed at £45. That doesn't mean it's going to sell at £45. But obviously we're going to do this for as much products as I possibly can. In this instant, there's not that many. So, you know, you'd struggle to, there's another one there. But you'd basically like all of these, another one there. And then you can kind of give it a base idea, what kind of price is it selling at? Because people aren't going to take offers really low. Some people might do, but if you get quite a lot, then you can kind of work out. There are some ones that are listed at 60. They've only got 11 likes. And this is another thing that, look, that's uploaded 2 months ago. So that would kind of tell me straight away it wouldn't really be a product I'm listing. Obviously, these photos aren't great. And their listing's pretty awful. Their account hasn't got any reviews, and you know they're quite clearly selling reps. This is a product that I used to sell as well back in the day. When I kind of first started, was it maybe when I was still kind of learning stuff, and I actually used to sell this. The reps I had of these were actually horrible, but yeah, but this person's profile isn't the best, so it doesn't show us, but it's still been listed for 2 months, so it does kind of show this product isn't going to sell, and I should have done that for the other ones, but yeah, so I would like all of them. I'm then going to get the notification, what price have they been sold at, and then you can kind of work out, I mean, this one's 4 weeks ago, yeah, again, their account's pretty awful, they haven't got reviews, but there's hardly any really listed here, so it's kind of hard to tell. I should have picked a better product, but it still kind of gives you a base idea of what you're looking for. Then what I'd say is, obviously, we're going to come back here. We know this was listed around £18, and there's listings about £45. So after shipping, everything like that, is the product going to be profitable enough to actually buy it? It's not going to be. You're going to realistically be looking at £15 to £20. They seem to be taking quite a long time to sell, so I wouldn't actually bother doing this. It just wouldn't be worth your time. And what I actually do is, so obviously I do this whenever I'm buying a product. I'm going to see, is this product going to sell? But I won't bulk order this product, because obviously the QC photos might look fine. Like, I can't tell because I've never actually, you know, bought one of these. I've never owned any Spider, anything like that, so I can't tell too much. But I would only order a small sample of it, and then once you've actually got them, and then you're able to sell them, tell that the product's good quality, everything like that, then you could actually do a bulk order. I'll show you quickly as well another product. I just went on the Spider category. Okay, so I found another product. I thought I might as well try it. It is Essentials. I bought Essentials for myself. I didn't actually get it from this supplier, but I think everyone kind of already knows Essentials isn't going to be a great product to actually resell. But if you want to sell it, then obviously I'll show you guys what I would kind of do to go through it. So I've already done this, but obviously I'd copy the link. Then I'm going to paste it into Superbuy. See the price. That's about, I think it's around £19, something like that. So obviously with Essentials, it is a much popular brand. So we're going to actually make sure that we're actually looking at the right one. So it's season 24, Fear of God Essentials. I would obviously then just search that up straight away on eBay. Fear of God Essentials S24, and obviously there's going to be much more sales for this one because Essentials is much more popular. 270. Now, as I said before, we're going to show only the sold items so we can see what's actually been sold on eBay. So obviously there's a Fear of God one that's been sold for £170 on the 7th of December. These are mainly just tracksuits, so it doesn't show you obviously that clearly. 16th of November. 24th, so there's not like a major amount of sales for these. Here's one, obviously, the one that I'm literally wearing now, selling for £80. I mean, straight away another one, £73, and this is what I was more expecting, £60, because when you actually work it out, if the jumper costs around £19, maybe you pay like £16 for the joggers, and then with actual shipping, and we're looking at like £45, £50, and by the time you've actually done that, the profit margins just aren't there, especially given that like lots of these products they're selling. I mean, these ones, if you're able to mark it up at a higher price, 125, I'd actually say, go for it, sell it. But then there's obviously the listings here at cheaper, but those essentials, fear of God. And then obviously, as I said before, we go back to Vinted and have a look. I mean, the process is a bit long because obviously you've got to then actually wait for the items to sell on Vinted and just check. But I think it's worthwhile doing, especially because you're going to be saving yourself money. Instead of obviously buying a product, you get it and it doesn't sell, you can kind of give yourself a brief idea if it's going to sell or not. I mean, this one shows you better because there's Essentials Fear of God listing right there. £30, £32, £30, 20, 25, and obviously these listings aren't great as well, I'll be honest. You probably could sell it for a lot more than what they're actually selling, but it does give you a brief idea that there's going to be quite a lot of sellers for this product, so it's not going to be something you can really bother. I mean, £40, and this one has got the tags on. The photos aren't great though. Listed only 19 hours ago, and their account's obviously not very good because they've just got these two products listed, which are quite obvious, and only 12 reviews, but still. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's just kind of showing you guys what I would be actually looking for, and the only thing I would say as well, another thing, you're not obviously going to find a winning product instantly. Like, I will go through quite a lot before I find one that's actually worthwhile selling. And also another thing as well, just because you don't see a product listed on Vinted doesn't mean there's demand for it, because obviously with the spider hoodies as well, there wasn't much listed on Vinted. There wasn't much listed on eBay, so it is quite difficult to tell. And so in some cases I have had, well, then I've actually bought this product and I'm going to be selling these very quickly for good profit margins. It's just no one's really tapped into that market yet. No one's really thought of it, or if it's a new supplier's made a new product for a rep, no other resellers have really bought it yet, and that's the reason why.